Hennig, Mr. Perfect. You know, everything in my life has been absolutely perfect. And then a lot of people's dream to be perfect. But with me, see, it's no dream. It's reality. It's life. You take a simple game of bowling. It's everybody's dream to bowl the perfect game. Well, being Mr. Perfect, you sit back on the couch, you put your feet up, and you relax. Because you are going to witness the perfect.
I'm feeling like
Hey,
Bill.
Curt Hennig fans. Hello and welcome to another episode, a special episode, a birthday bash for Curt Hennig. So it's nobody beats Curt Hennig, nobody. I am joined today by my three guys. I'm telling you, Kit Cabello could not make it. He said he's very, very sorry. He has an emergency issue he has to deal with today. So he does send his love, of course. That way we have Deconstructing Topics. My big brother D. Down here we have the wonderful little brother Alex Knight, of course. Everyone knows him from Pro Wrestling Talk, and he's also on Angel in the Afternoon. Sort of that way. No, that way a little bit. There we go. Down here in the corner on the right hand side, if you're looking at the screen, he'll probably be there all day. We have the wonderful Angel Riviera, who is one of my work husbands. I have three of them. Snow Himbo would be the other one, and then of course Kit Cabello. So how we doing, guys?
Good.
Doing fine.
All right. Well, I have a lot of things to show, and all of them, I don't know if they're gonna be good or not. Some of them may make me tear up a bit, but we're gonna do it. The first thing I want to do is show an interview. If I don't remember when this was done. Let me see if it says here. 2008. All right, so 2008, they did a interview with Larry the Axe Hennig, of course. Everyone knows that he is the father of Curt Hennig. If you don't know, he's the father of Curt Hennig. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We'll watch along to this. It is a little, because he's remembering Curt. So forgive me if I tear up. I'll just come off camera and then come back on.
Let's go, Larry.
All right, here we go.
Well, Curt, he graduated from high school at Swirl High School in Phoenix. We had a place in Scottsdale. Of course, that was a fine for that school because he was already, their program was just being started in wrestling. And then, of course, Curt was good at football, so he took right over right away, and then football, and then he got a deal to go to Normandale Junior College. And then we're kind of grooming him for, he was a linebacker.
Yeah.
Defensive back, safety, played in that area. Well, anyway, the last game of the season, Halloween, I'll never forget that. Some guy blindsided him. Own guy had the ball. Or no, not the same guy, but he went to make the tackle, and the guy hit the guy, and the guy hit Curt's own knee anyway. So anyway, he was laid up, and of course, technology with knees wasn't that great in those days. So anyway, so he's in the hospital. He's trying to figure out what he wants to do, and so I said, well, "Why don't you get better?" And you always wanted to do the wrestling anyway.
Yeah.
You wanted to get bigger and stronger. He wasn't that big when he first started. So anyway, that's kind of
Block Plus story.
I know. So far, what do we think of thoughts so far?
Nice if I unmute myself.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't hear anything at first.
Yeah, so my lips are moving, but you can't hear me. Well, I mean, yeah, I didn't know that he played football. And what position was he? Running back? I mean, I couldn't.
He was linebacker.
Oh yeah, so
yeah, he was a linebacker safety. And now I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Curt actually graduated from a Arizona high school. Because and he also went to college in Arizona because his father wanted to take over a territory down there. And so they actually left Minnesota, and the territory didn't work out. So eventually they would go back to that territory, but I mean they would go back to Minnesota, but yeah. So he actually went to high school in Arizona because his father wanted to start his own territory back then.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was playing linebacker, safety. Now he's played every which position he could play. He also played center, in offense. He was a center, or he was like, the offensive line. But he was mostly defense in high school and college. So, and then when he got hurt, of course, he couldn't play football anymore. So, okay, here we go. Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Worked with him, and then he went to Burns camp.
Yeah.
And walked through that, and he had to do that because Vern owned the territory, and if you don't go to his camp, then where do you get booked when you're starting?
Right.
So they're getting that leverage personality,
Yeah.
Another point that we can talk about maybe some other time.
Sure. When you were training Curt before he went into Burns camp, were you extra hard on him because
No,
he was your son?
in fact, what we did is I just went through the moves with him. Of course, he'd already had a good amateur background, so
Yeah.
I didn't do that much with him, but I did quite a bit with him. He was with me a lot, but
Yeah.
when he went there, he was with the Sheik, and Flair, and there was a whole group of guys that came out of that covey,
Yeah.
and so it just he had the first match, and he was happy with that, and he caught on really quick.
Yeah. We did an interview maybe a couple of months back with John Nord.
Yes.
And he was telling some stories that when he was a kid, he used to, play with Curt. And he said that everybody used to be terrified of you, that they would always get into trouble. And, and that basically, once
Is anyone
got
really
a hold of them,
surprised?
they ran away, and Curt would take the
I
front
wouldn't
of
want
it.
to fuck with Larry Hennig.
Well, I always thought that Nord wasn't quite right.
Yeah.
He did a lot of things, but a good guy, and
He wasn't
I guess
quite
he's doing
right.
good now. And but he's a wild man.
When you were training with Curt to get into the business, did you kind of have a sense about you that, wow, Curt's got it, he's going to do well?
Yeah. I'll tell you, I can't. I got 5 children, and they're all good athletes. My daughter was the athlete of the year at her high school.
Wow.
For gymnastics, swimming, diving, and softball. She had a scholarship to Duluth.
That's funny. I played softball.
She was
I didn't get a scholarship,
of all the guys in the high school. And the girls. She was picked athlete of the year. So it's kind of in our genes.
Wow.
Although my folks weren't very athletic inclined, I started, and my wife side of the family were all great athletes: swimmers, divers, golfers, whatever, everything they'd done. So I think that gene jumped across there someplace.
Yeah.
But I knew Curt had it. I could tell. You could tell the way he moved. He's slick. He's whatever he did, and he was lucky too. In a lot of ways. But he could take up golf and bingo, tennis, bingo, swimming, bingo, diving, bingo, horseshoes, whatever, darts. It didn't make any difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was just one of, and he looked, like
He was perfect.
he could have been the greatest movie star of all, because you can't get a bad shot of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had that profile and that side. No matter what, like me,
I said he should have been a bodybuilder.
When you profiled him, even if I don't give a shit. I don't care if he was hunting or what he was doing.
Shit.
You get a headshot of him.
Yeah, man.
Always beautiful.
Yeah. Was it your idea to send Curt around to the different territories, like the Vince Senior and Portland and places like that?
Well, we knew that he had to go out. When he went to Oregon, we knew he had to get experience in Oregon out there. Not Don Oregon, but the promoter there
New York?
No, in Oregon.
Oh, Don Owen?
Don Owens.
Don
Yeah,
Owens,
I said
yeah.
Don Oregon.
Oh.
Don Owens. Okay. Yeah, but, he went there to do.
Don
the thing,
Owens
and,
was the promoter for
that was good for him. And we took, of
Portland.
course, I told you about the
Portland.
Amtrak. We went out there
Yeah.
and that, and had a good time with that, and he learned. Right.
Mhm.
It was you got to
Hell, he
pay
had
your
Buddy
dues.
Rose.
And then came back and did a little better, and then pretty soon I was in the car giving a ride. He had a match in Madison Square Garden on the opening card. And Vince called him over to his house and said, well, Curt, what have you got to offer the WWF at that time? He says, I don't know. He said, all I can do is do the best I can. He said, I haven't figured out what we're going to do with you yet, but we'll figure out something. And after he's seen all the stuff that Curt could do, he says, I got the name for you, Mr. Perfect. And that was a bingo.
Yeah.
Big
Wow.
bingo.
Wow. How important was it to his development for him to have gotten into New York early in his career and work constantly around the loop?
Well, good. Well, that's how Fuji, Fuji and I traveled together. And of course, when Curt come, Fuji took him in like a son.
Oh, okay.
And he
I
stayed
taught him
with
how to
Fuji,
rip.
and he went around with Fuji. And
Yeah.
so
That's
that
the
was
rumor
good. He
anyway.
was like a babysitter for me. And him and Angelo Mosca.
Oh, okay.
And the Bigfoot Yeti, Angelo Mosca. Yeah, he lives in upper New York someplace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and around the Falls, I guess, someplace.
Yeah.
Of course, Curt and I were partners and went out to Oregon. He was wrestling out there, and then I took the rest of the family on the Amtrak. We went out there and wrestled, and we won the Pacific Championship out there.
Mm.
So that was a lot of fun. It was fun.
Again, yeah, I know. I'll have to edit this out. Of course, no one will see this, especially on Rumble. This is just for our eyes only. So yeah, I just want to get thoughts.
Like,
Yeah, that was
What does everyone
interesting. Yeah, that was it. Is Larry alive?
His dad
Um,
passed in 2015.
Oh wow! So that's
Yeah.
the whole interview.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, it has-
interesting.
Not really. I just I was like, "Ugh, well, I'm getting to that point where I'm starting to tear up. So I'm like, okay, we gotta stop.
Oh.
Yeah, I have watched this before and I teared up before, so I was like, no, I can't do it. But yeah, any other thoughts, guys? Well, I get my other stuff up.
just I mean, he came across as a natural in the business because he had his third generation or second generation, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I didn't know a lot of that. Like he played football. It's like, oh, I'm not surprised by it because he's in great
Right.
shape. And most wrestlers tend to play football. Actually, these days you see how many football players WWE signs, but and turn them into wrestlers. But
If
go ahead,
honestly,
yeah.
I think that if Curt had not gotten his knee hurt, you guys think he still would? You think he would be in the NFL, or do you think he would have gone wrestling all the way?
How tall was Curt?
He was 6'3".
Okay, so I mean,
6'3",
that's
240.
I mean, that's a
250,
typical
257.
Yeah,
linebacker.
so
Okay,
he could be. He's trying. For those days, he would have been a normal linebacker. Today, that's kind of undersized, but back in
There's a
30
tie.
years ago, 30 years ago, he probably would have been a great linebacker in the NFL. But I think, in my opinion, he probably would have gone to wrestling anyways because he obviously loved the business extremely much. Even if he didn't get hurt, I think that's ultimately what he would have done. Even if he had a cup of coffee in the NFL, kind of like Roman Reigns did, or Braun Breaker. I don't think he ever got to the NFL, but Roman Reigns definitely did. So he eventually ended up in wrestling, I think, one way or another. So he wouldn't have played 10 seasons in the NFL, So
yeah.
Alex, you're very quiet over there.
So if it was, the question is if he was still alive, is that what it is?
If he hadn't gotten hurt in college, do you think that Curt would be? Do you think he would have gone to the NFL, or do you think he would have become a professional wrestler anyway?
Well, was the NFL? Well, Was the NFL like his? Did he care more about it than wrestling at the time, or what?
I don't really think he did. I know he wanted to be a football player, at least in high school and college. But he was all around. I mean, he played baseball. He did wrestling, amateur wrestling. He did. I don't know if he did track and field, but I know that he definitely played baseball, basketball, and then he, of course, he amateur wrestled. Amateur wrestled. Whoa, I can't even talk
I think we got to remember those
Honestly,
vignettes.
I can't really answer that.
Right?
I honestly don't know.
You can speculate, but I think he would have
I agree with
definitely
Angel.
played in the
I
NFL.
think eventually he would have become a professional wrestler anyway. Because it was in his blood and he was second generation. We're actually going to watch something now with Curtis Axel screwing up. We're going to watch some screw ups for wrestlers who couldn't remember their lines, or they couldn't remember words, or they couldn't spell things right, or
like what happened? What happened?
it happens. It does happen. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But I had to get this in because it's so fun. I feel so bad for Curtis Axel. I feel so bad for Joe Hennig because he was third generation. This is when he was in NXT, and he's trying to do a promo. I just think so many things were in his head. Everything was jumbled. And he goes, and he kept like going, the time is, it is the time now. Poor Joe. I felt so bad. Because, his dad, as we'll see later, his dad can't say the narcissist Lex Luger. So, and this is just
the
hilarious. Yeah, the narcissy. Yeah, he did say that. But the WrestleMania 9, he kept going, the Lexus, he couldn't get it out. And I just love it. So the first one, we're going to watch a couple of ones, and then it goes to Joe. So I love watching these. I have to be honest, because I just love when wrestlers screw up, because it makes it feel more human,
Yeah.
All right, so here we go.
Can we go to the beginning?
Why did that have an effect on you? The Patriots won. They won.
See, as managing manager of general. Excuse me.
Yeah, what's
Excuse
up?
me.
Can we go to the beginning?
It's 20 minutes though.
It's like 20 minutes.
Oh, okay, fine. But
Yeah, she
Are
wanted
you
to show
sure?
that clip.
I can.
no,
All
no,
right.
if that's where you want to, be, then fine. You can.
No, we can go to the beginning. Let's go to the beginning. All
I
right.
don't. It's not my show.
Pretty much every wrestler has to be comfortable speaking, but like in real life, sometimes words and sentences get jumbled up as we say them.
You must be sleeping under a rock or something. You don't understand what's happening here.
However, wrestlers are held to a high standard
Even
since
Roman
they cut
Reigns
live
screws
promos
up.
every week.
Yeah.
What is a mustache? I don't have one. For all these
This
people
was
here,
terrible. I remember this
I have the
promo.
best mustache of them all.
Meaning whenever they
didn't
mess
have
up,
one.
it's there for all to see.
Oh,
Afraid that the
brutal.
WWF champion is gonna be just like.
We'll be looking
Wait
at
a
various
minute.
types of examples today as we highlight
Okay.
a host of wrestling mic mishaps.
I'm one of the biggest legend stars ever. This God.
Ah!
Yo, okay, Lex, Hall of Fame. Hey.
R-Truth
What?
is famous for confusing names
Oh,
and match
God,
types,
R-Truth.
but that's all just a part of his gimmick. Well, except for one major blunder.
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Whoops.
What's up?
Ah.
We're in Milwaukee.
These next wrestlers also screwed up for real.
WrestleMania 30.
Oh, no.
Right here in the Silver
Oh,
Dome.
Silver
Good to be
Dome.
back here at the Silver
It's
Dome.
good to be back in the Silver Dome.
Such as by mistaking people's names.
Even makes
I will
Hogan laugh.
continue with Brock Cena.
Brock
Brock
Cena.
Lesnar.
I will continue with Brock Lesnar.
Laurinaitis sucks. Cold Stone.
Going to face Drew McIntyre for the
McIntyre.
Dude, I could stoop to John Cena.
Lalina.
Low level.
I'm finishing Kane.
I quit.
Whoops, that's Batista.
This is the
Okay.
Sammy and Kevin
Oh, 7.
show.
Congratulations on being on Team Daddy. Johnny.
Johnny.
What match types?
I enter the money. Sorry. This guy got me so flustered right now.
And even saying the wrong company letters.
You're no longer the new superstar, next breakout star for WWF anymore.
Not going to deny you the opportunity to be WWF champion.
Vince does it.
Your last chance
What the
at the
fuck?
WWF Championship. Or WWE Championship.
I mean, WWF, I'm not that old, buddy.
With so many names and match types, with so many pay-per-view events taking place each year, it can be quite hard to keep track of them all.
We will ban you
The Summerfest. I remember this.
from the Summerfest.
He'll be banned from SummerSlam, is what you're saying.
SummerSlam.
Dean Ambrose's and Roman Reigns' partner at Hell in the Cell.
No.
Night of Champions.
That crown jewel was an absolute success. Just kidding. Clash at the Castle.
Just kidding.
Look at a match for the total package like Super and
Yo.
Super Raw. Super Saturday, what is it? I don't know what it's called. What is it called?
I don't even know what
They
it's
wanted
called.
to manipulate you for what you did to them at WrestleMania 21 or
No,
WrestleMania
31.
And just like the 16 that come before you
Uh-oh.
at WrestleMania 25.
WrestleTool.
Your elbow's feeling a lot better and you want to challenge for this title at SummerSlam? No, wait, no. Royal Rumble, that's a lot sooner, yeah.
It's not just names and match types wrestlers mess up, however. Simple words have been said wrong.
So this is what a sold-out Barclays looks like.
It's
No.
Barclays.
Barclays.
Real good, always making a joke out of everything.
Misplaced.
Oh, there you go.
We're coming for you.
Oh,
and used in the wrong context.
This is where the big boys play, huh?
Play, huh?
Get the adjective. Play.
Wow,
We're
it's a
here to
No,
play.
it's a verb.
Let's go.
Kevin, it's a-
Weapons are not only welcomed,
Oh?
they're allowed.
Wait.
Mexican!
You're gonna go to hit me, and I'm gonna miss.
That's okay. English is his second
You're gonna
language.
miss
Yeah.
And that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
Tuck his
I
leg,
kicked your
tail between his legs.
I don't know how the hell I'm going to tuck my legs between
my
my
legs,
legs. But what I
but-
should do,
I'm about to come out here.
I'm already
out here. And
I'm already out
here.
She is every
It's obvious Austin
the
has some beer.
businessman,
We're going out there.
businesswoman.
Business woman.
And our men are tougher. Our beer tastes better.
I mean,
Cheesecake. Or no, what's
Canadian butter. What is it? What's
Cheesesteak.
Canadian?
cheesecake or cheesesteak?
Cheesesteak. You punk.
Congratulations, Daniel,
fart.
on a hard fought victory. More than 5 former world heavyweight
He can't
champions.
count. He can't
Patriots
count.
lost.
Yeah, Patriots lost.
Why did that have an
Patriots
effect on you?
They won.
Patriots
stupid.
won. They won.
What an
See,
airhead.
it's managing manager. Excuse me.
Manager.
As managing
Instead of
supervisor.
managing
As
director.
managing supervisor, and I earned the right to do that by winning the Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble, yeah.
Rumble Royal.
Fakes bro. So 6 weeks before you face 6 days before you face Randy Orton at SummerSlam. EMNENTL Edmonton.
No, you spelled it wrong. But they pretend you did.
Here we go.
From now,
Oh no.
from this moment on, this will be the moment. Starting now.
AJ, I could have ended
many
your
things
career
to hate.
last
Too many
night,
things.
but not
They-
last
they
night.
buried him.
Last
Last
week. I'm so mad I said last night.
After what you two muppets pulled last week, cost us the rag bra tag
Rag.
match. I can't even get it out because I'm disgusted looking at your ugly mush.
Scott Steiner was certainly a physical beast in the ring, although perhaps his greatest
Oh my
battles
God,
came
yeah.
not against his opponents
The
in the
math
squared circle,
promo.
but rather versus the
Oh,
microphone.
Ass kissing. Backstabbing, blood-sucking bastard.
We all know math was one of
Butt
Scott's
sucking, he
strongest
was talking
subjects.
about flair.
Yeah.
My 75% chance
That's
of
the
winning.
math promo.
No math for him.
Yeah.
Only 2%.
However, he seemed to have greater difficulties with the English
Calm
language.
down.
Man,
Calm
you
down.
ain't big pop. I'm a big bad booty daddy non-stop. Now listen, English.
It's fair to say Big
English.
Papa
Chance is either one lickety split. But don't hate on me, small toe. Hate your parents because they give you an extra fat soul. Fat soul. And an extra white hamburger with extra cheese, extra mayonnaise, and extra ketchup. Rednecks on the ground who are fat. Just like you, Joe, who wants you to be fat. That's right. It's gonna be my first match back. It's gonna be just like a last match.
Steiner was a bit of a marble man. to say the least.
Scotty
He's
had
not
too
the
much
only
to
one,
drink.
as plenty of wrestlers have got their wires crossed when speaking.
I've been dealing with delusional.
Delusional.
I sound like Hideo trying to speak English.
That's a
Me,
good comeback.
WWE Universe Wrestle. Wow.
So smart too, because English is your second language. Everyone gets that.
Whether they're stuttering and stumbling,
I don't know what you expect
Oh,
from me,
Ahmed
man.
Johnson
Dude, on
was
the
a
biggest
horrible
stage
promo.
of WrestleMania, the biggest match of all time. Rock, the People's Champ, the Great One, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
He was stumbling on his words like he was left out in the middle of winter. Dwayne, he was Rock, same person.
or putting a word in the wrong place, and then trying to backtrack.
Since I was 15 years
Oh,
old.
is he really drunk in this one?
Alex Wright, you think you can beat the British Bulldog? You're wrong. If you want
Is he drunk?
a chance of me, come on and take a piece of me.
Sometimes it's hard.
I
not
wouldn't
to
be
get your tongue
surprised
in.
if Davey Boy was
Compared to
drunk.
California, compare
Oh,
it.
God.
It's like a fine cuisine. And we're the suicide blondes. And you know what we do? We kick booty. Tell them prime time.
What?
Let me tell you something, boys. I gotta look at these guys, to use that term loosely.
You need to tell me in front of the WWE universe.
What?
To take the longest running wrestling episode.
Uh-oh,
Well, let me get this
no.
right. Let's go for the third time.
No wrestling. Vince
I
hated
will
that word.
definitely eliminate you from the square circle in the professional wrestling career from now on.
We're wrong.
You saw
We're
some
wrong.
of you
Oh, God.
WCW wrestlers, both friend and foe.
All right, here after
The
this.
Lexus Lark. The narcissist Lex Luger. I'm gonna go do it right now. I've had it.
The narcissist Lex Luger.
Ladies and gentlemen of the WWE Universe, and I'm here right now to be the first man to declare
Or do
there is
something.
nothing, and I mean nothing, more dangerous than me with a
Chip on your shoulder?
something on my shoulder.
The shoulder.
We hate to include another Hall of Famer, but the hardcore legend Mick Foley is
I remember this. The Rock lost his voice.
If you actually think that I was just the right guy
Right
at
gay
the
guy.
right place at the right time,
And I beat Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Sever a friendship. All that.
Oh,
Yeah, PG.
bleep me, please.
You should watch that wrestling.
Roman Reigns
you can't even
improved.
get the microphone to work.
Roman Reigns
What are you
improved so
gonna
much
do
in the
about
mic. Compared to Roman Reigns in like 2015, 2016, and now, he's so much better.
Yes, way better, man.
Mhm.
All
Like
he has to do
Vince-
is just go like this.
It's like Vince forced him to do the sucker and sucking sack.
That
like,
son.
Perhaps,
That wasn't
perhaps
easy to
COVID,
say.
COVID, perhaps that helps.
That's stupid. Well, yes.
I like that. Austin goes, I came out here. I'm already out of here.
I'm already out of here. Obviously, Steve has a few more too much drinks. It's not-
I love that, and really, I
I'm
just
already
wanted
out
to
here.
show. Yeah, I'm already out here. I just wanted to show the where Joe kind of like gets jumbled. I think there was too much in his head. He was just like, the
that was-
time is right, the moment is right now.
that was on Vince, because Vince Joe was so Michael McGillicuddy, whatever
Yes,
he's called. those
he
days.
was in NXT.
He was so young. He was so young that, and Vince just threw him out there, like, and they told him cut a promo on something on NXT, and it was so bad. Just here, take that shovel and just bury him. You might as well do that because his career is dead.
Might as well, yeah.
Unfortunately, it never took off, but for reasons. But
Oh, cool.
and they,
For you.
Did you hear the Flair one? Did you guys hear the
What
Flair
happened?
one? And Curt is standing right there.
Yeah, because like,
He didn't say shit. He didn't even like look at it. He kind of like, wait, did I just hear him
Wait,
right?
what did he
He
just?
wants
What did
to
Rick
ride.
say?
He said, I'm
wa-
gonna ride Conan
yeah,
all night
yeah,
long, real
yeah,
hard, or
yeah,
really hard. I'm gonna
Hogan.
ride him all night long, really hard.
I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
call Hogan hard.
Okay, Rick.
I think it was.
you want to bat for the other team, Rick? Go for it.
Yeah,
But Curt just
hey.
should have backed up slowly, like,
Hey,
nope.
That playing right. I guess that playing right.
He was standing right there.
Wow.
Either he didn't hear him or he was thinking of his next, what he's going to say next in the promo, right? Yeah, I do like the one, and they showed that several different times where Curt just kind of like He's like, the Exorcist, the Exorcist, the narcissist Lex Luger.
Let me go out there and actually fight him because I forgot what
Well, and that would be WrestleMania 9, and that would
Yeah,
actually
9.
be the where Curt just completely blanked out. I mean, he's like, when they Luger says
They
when they
locked
hooked
up.
up, he's like,
They
what are we
locked
doing,
up.
man? What are we doing?
What are you doing? I don't
Luger's
know.
like, what?
What? Like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, man.
He just got so caffeinated up, he was just so ready to go, and he
Wasn't
forgot the
that
whole
Curt's-
match.
That wasn't Kurt's first
I'll be back in
WrestleMania, right?
No, he was at WrestleMania
at
5, 6, 7.
Okay, yeah.
He was
So that'd
at
be
8,
his-
but as a manager, and then he was at 9.
Okay. Yeah, I'm wrong. So
He
I
would be
thought that may
10.
have been.
He would be
I
at
thought that may
WrestleMania
have
10, but
been.
as a referee.
I thought that may have been his first Mania. I was like, is that a first? I mean, I don't think so. because
No,
he's
he
been around
was
for a
at
while.
WrestleMania 5, 6, 7. He was at 8, but not
Luger-
as a wrestler.
I remember Luger saying
It
that.
was
That
it was
he.
Luger's. It was Luger's first WrestleMania.
Yeah, Luger said he thought he was ribbing him, and he's like, "No, dude, I don't know. I don't remember
Yeah,
shit." From
and
this
the
match."
guy that interviews Luger is like, he ribbed you. And he's like, that
Like,
was
no.
not a rib. If that was a rib, that was damn good.
He legitimately forgot his match. It's like it happened
I love
to
that. I
who
love
happened
watching that
to?
stuff. Because
We
just
should-
like the foul ups and the mess ups, it's like
We should watch the other some of those videos on Pro Wrestling Talk. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean,
I have
I'll just-
several
yeah, because that'd be a
shocking
lot more
moments where they break each other because they make each other laugh.
Yeah,
Roman
but-
Reigns is accused of that
They-
one. Sami
they
Zayn
tried-
gets like the whole bloodline to crack
They
up.
spent 20 years trying to break the Undertaker on TV, and it never worked. The Spinner Rooney,
Yeah, I
Vince went
remember
out
the
and
Vince's
tried to get
Spinner
a Spinner Rooney.
Because
Yeah,
he's just sitting there. The
remember.
Undertaker's just standing there like this, going, "Damn, that was awful."
yeah.
That was awful.
They
man.
tried to get him to smile or something break. The Rock's people elbow that came because
Yeah,
trying to
that
get
was
Undertaker to break.
that was made to make the Undertaker break
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, Triple H told that story. The only reason why he put his elbow happening, trying to get Taker to break, he never broke.
Right.
Never broke character for 30 years.
Right. Well, I think Austin got him to break once, and it was because he grabbed the thing from Kurt Angle and threw the guitar down, and Undertaker's like,
have,
he did this. Like,
have you guys
Jericho too.
Have you guys watched the talking about the Taker oh my god, his documentary, what is it on WWE
The Last
at that
Ride?
time?
Last Ride?
Right.
Mhm.
Yes. And then for me, I'm gonna take a guy, whatever the case might be. But even then, for him to be like out of his mystique or whatever it is, it's something different. That's why I say like him never broke character. I find that fascinating. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
You
a
know?
lot of, to be honest, Sami Zayn, even though I'm not really a big Sami Zayn fan, I just love how he made everybody crack. He
Yeah.
made Roman
Yeah,
Reigns crack, Solo
it's-
Sikoa, Jay and
the
Jimmy
fa-
Uso.
It's very. He's not very oozy right now.
Yeah, he's not very
feeling
oozy right
very
now.
oozy.
And
And
you see Roman Reigns go, oh,
What
God.
the fuck? What did you just say? But as Jimmy Dore says, the key to comedy is keeping a straight face. Sammy's
Straight
kept a straight
face.
face. That's
Even
why
if they don't.
yeah, it's like he's not feeling very oozy right now.
He
Straight
was
face,
so
straight
sincere. You
face,
couldn't help
yeah.
but laugh at that.
Yeah.
I like the one where they got Jimmy Uso to break, and that was when Brock Lesnar rode the bulldozer. No, it was a forklift into the
forklift.
and you could just see Jimmy going like like that, and I'm like,
Yeah, and
I don't think that's how you should react to someone messing up your car. Well, I guess Jimmy just could, or not Jimmy, it was Jey Uso. I think Jimmy just couldn't control himself. He
Yeah.
just thought it was the funniest thing ever that they were getting the forklift into the car. Yeah, I like those. I do have several of those, and Curt is definitely in most of those. I don't think it was overselling, but he's the number one overseller. Though I don't agree.
I hope you guys aren't hearing that sound.
Hope we are.
I hear a little bit. I hear a little bit, but
Okay, because there's My mother's TV up really high and I can hear it, but as long as you can hear it, it's fine.
No, I don't hear it that much.
Okay.
Especially when we're playing stuff, like I can't hear it then.
Okay.
So,
it's
but
fine.
yeah, like there's also 100 wrestlers that perfectly sold. Of course, Curt was in that. Brett was in it too. I know that I think Shawn Michaels was also in it. Razor Ramon was in it, I believe. But of course,
Razor Ramon.
nobody sold like Curt. So, and it's not overselling. I don't think it's overselling. I think it's just trying to make the babyface look better.
Yeah.
Because he was a heel.
Well, Shawn Michaels oversold for Hogan at that SummerSlam.
Yeah,
that was
he's in
painfully
that.
obvious.
He's definitely in that. Flair is in the overselling one because he was over the top always. Flair was always,
I know
over the
that
top,
Billy
dropping for
Gunn
no reason.
would oversell the clothesline from hell, Jake Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Well, he flipped. He
Yeah.
just do a flip.
Yep.
Also,
there's also
The Rock would
botches too.
oversell on the stunners.
Yeah, that was to make Austin laugh.
Yeah.
And it worked most
The Rock
of the
would
time.
oversell.
Yeah,
The Rock would oversell Austin's stunners.
that was to break Austin because he would just do and Triple H too. One time Triple H had water in his mouth and Stone Cold stunnered him and he went and blew and Austin just busted out laughing. Even Vince made Austin laugh. And it was when Vince was dancing with Dude Love, and Austin's just like, oh my god.
The one thing that kind of remembers during SmackDown was during the pandemic when Bayley turned on Sasha Banks and put the chair in the neck and it stopped the chair. Sasha didn't sell at all. It was just like,
Yeah, well, I don't like
Mercedes.
She's called Mercedes Moné now, and she can't sell. She can't sell tickets either.
You can't sell anything.
All right, so next up, we're gonna do a couple of videos here, just to kind of show Curt's cool side. Where am I at here? I don't even know where I am half the time. So the first one is with him and Rick Rude. And this is about Bret Hart. Now, we are going to watch along to the uncensored match with him and Bret Hart. I thought you would like that, Angel.
Okay. Sure.
Even though that is WCW, Curt's in the NWO. They wanted Bret to come into the NWO, but he decided not until my birthday of that year. So April 20th of 1998 is when Bret turns to the NWO. So this is like a little promo. Now, you guys on YouTube will not hear it because it does have the NWO music in the background. But you guys on Rumble will get to watch the entire tape.
I did like the alternative NWO thing from the WrestleMania 18 video game. I'm sure you've heard of it, Angel. The alternative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I begged and cajoled my mother to buy it for me. I begged her, not cajoled, and I eventually got it. It's like $70-some. WrestleMania 2000 was like $70 at the time. It was like an absurd price. She got it for. She like.
By the way, did you watch those videos, Steph, that I sent you?
Yeah. Well, I only watched the one because I had to go do something, but yeah, I will watch the other one.
That was interesting.
Every time I see Rude in WCW, it makes me think about what happened after when he's contracted. When Raw 2 Screwjob happened, then Rude called Eric Bischoff like, "I'm coming back.
I'm coming back." There was not a question. That was not a question. That was a statement.
Oh, okay, Rick. Of course. I mean, you, Rick Rude, yeah. So, okay, Rick. I mean, you want to come back? Fine. I mean, Eric was scared of him.
So Big Rude, Big Rude never. So he never wrestled. When was the last time Big Rude wrestled? At that time,
it was before he hurt his back. Yeah, like 94, 95.
Oh, so he was on some
because he was
manager.
cashing in that Lloyd's of London policies.
Yeah, he would eventually cash in that Lloyd's of London policy, and you would have to pay it all back apparently, or you couldn't wrestle. He couldn't wrestle anymore. Honestly, I wish I could have been around. Like, I wish I could have known him, because if I could back then, I would have literally raised the money somehow and said, "Here, Rick, no strings attached. Please go back into the ring. Pay off your Lloyd's of London and get back in the ring. We deserve to have Ravishing Rick Rude back."
Rick Rude was when he called Bischoff. Oh yeah, I'm coming back. Oh yeah, of course. Because you remember that story back in his first run in WCW. Bischoff was there, and he was the U.S. champion, and Ric Flair was the booker, and he never dropped the belt. He still had the belt, and he's like, Eric Bischoff had to go get it, and Bischoff was like, "Hey, can I get this belt?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, sure." He opened the trunk. He had his gun next to his belt. It's like, oh come on, Rick.
Yeah, and that made it made Eric Bischoff
Eric
very
was
nervous.
scared shitless.
Yeah, he was scared shitless. He thought Rick was going to shoot him.
Yeah, and he scared him ever since. It's like
But there's a funny hunting story that if you ever get a chance to just look up Steve Austin and Rick Rude's hunting story. There's a really funny hunting story that Steve Williams talks about with Rick Rude, and Rick is very lucky that gun didn't misfire, because he could have gotten some serious hurt. He could have literally hurt himself.
But Rick Rude didn't need that gun to kick your ass. I mean, he just would tie you up in knots. So nothing you could do about it.
That's right.
Do about it. Yeah, most
That's
guys.
One man I would not want to piss off is Rick Rude.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was Curt Hennig.
He didn't need his gun to kick your ass.
That's right. You know who else they kicked the shit out of? Both. I heard Curt too. I knew the Rick Rude one, but I didn't know that Curt also beat the crap out of this person. D.
Shawn Michaels?
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard that both Rick Rude and Curt Hennig beat the shit out of Shawn Michaels. Apparently, he's running too much at the mouth.
Unfortunately, as Jim Cornette would say, Shawn Michaels is 0 for life in real fights.
0 for life in real fights. That's right.
Because of the Harris twins. The Harris twins beat him up too.
Yeah, the Harris twins also beat him up. Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Who else beat him up? The Marine beat him up.
Right, the Marine. Sorry.
Wasn't there like 6 of them?
No, it was 1 Marine, but the WWF claimed that was 6 in order to protect him.
It was 6, okay.
But it really was 1 Marine that beat him up. Because Davey Boy was there, and according to Jim Cornette, at least, Davey Boy got stuck in the back seat.
Yeah, he couldn't get out.
There's only 2 doors, so he couldn't protect Shawn. He's like, oh, he couldn't protect Shawn. So Shawn had his ass beat by a Marine, and he got stuck in the back seat. So.
Right.
I like the story of 6 Marines.
The 6 Marines sounds better.
Yeah, that protects Shawn. That protects his character.
Wow.
All right. This next one is it is Curt and it is Curt and Rude. However, I think this was much later. This is like it says July 25th. So July 25th, they do a promo with Lee. I think his name is Lee something or other.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Nice.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Is he Asian?
No. I forgot his last name. But you guys,
if you see him, if I see him, yeah, probably.
Yeah, you'll recognize him.
All right. Thanks very much, guys. Looking back not too long ago to last Monday, Nitro very well chronicled as far as NWO Hollywood, the black and white.
I don't remember his name,
Nitro
but yeah,
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Lee Marshall,
NWO Hollywood
Yes,
World Tag Team Championship. Sting and Nash defeated by Giant and Scott Hall. Then later on in Nitro, it was the Hitman Bret Hart beating Diamond Dallas Page. He became the U.S. heavyweight champion. Then a little... What a night it was. I can't take anything away from you. You defeated Lex Luger of the Wolfpack. Really quite a night.
Say that one more time.
All right. I'd be glad to. Curt Hennig with help from Rick Rude.
No.
Defeated the total package Lex
And you
Luger.
can see what's happening to the red and the black wolf pack. Here they make their little signs. Well, Rambo Luger, you got one shoved down your throat, and that goes for Conan, that goes for Nash, that goes for all the people out there that represent the black and the red, the white and the black. Yeah, the true colors of the NWO. I'm the greatest athlete in the red and the black and the white and the gold. No matter how you look at it, Lee, there's no taking
White and black, though.
out of the picture. I'm feeling pretty smug, I suppose, about Buff Bagwell coming back to the black and white at NWO Hollywood.
Together once again, Salt Lake City. It was domination, humiliation, and now it's anticipation.
Where's the middle
Who's next
finger?
on the plate for Curt Hennig? Who's next on the plate?
I don't think you want to see
for
Rick
Hollywood
do that
Hogan?
one.
Who's next on the plate for the NWO White?
All right, how about this? Who's next for Goldberg? How about it? How about it? All you got to do is sign up to it.
Remember the Wasilewski twins?
The what?
That'd be about the same as taking Goldberg
The
out.
twin.
Now that my knee is
All right,
healthy,
that's it.
everything-
Thanks very much for spending a little time with us on
we are gonna rule the
WCW
world.
Saturday night. We've got more action coming up.
Could have kicked Goldberg's ass, and he was retired by that point.
Yeah.
Forget about Curt. Curt could have killed him, but like William Regal owned him in that match. William Regal embarrassed Goldberg.
But they wouldn't. Eric Bischoff would never have let Curt do that. Never in a million years.
Of course not.
Yeah,
because Goldberg was the big shiny star. Go ahead.
Have any of you seen the segment where Goldberg smeared Bret Hart, but Bret Hart had like a metal steel plate?
Yes.
Yes.
That
I
was Bret
remember.
Hart's greatest segment in WCW.
I
That
think
was
so,
his
too.
idea.
I
That was his
remember.
idea. And
Yeah.
Bischoff
Because-
let him do it.
Well, I know Curt said this in an interview one time that Goldberg speared him and knocked the wind out of him. So yeah, I don't like Goldberg either. Fuck that dude. But he had
Like
nothing
Rick-
but nice things to say about Goldberg. Curt never had a mean thing to say about anyone. If you watch that shoot, or if you listen or watch the shoot
that interview, right?
that I did when I got 100K subscribers. Right now we're at 111, so 1,000 subscribers. So we're gonna keep going.
Let's go.
But I actually did shared a shoot interview where it was a complete radio show about Curt, because the dude who did this in 2000 had a radio interview with Curt in 2000, was actually going to have him back. And then he, of course, had passed away. So, so we have that.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, right. So thoughts on those pair of those pairs, that pair pairing.
Well, I mean, Goldberg could have gotten his ass kicked by everybody in WC in that locker room. Bret Hart would have beat him. Rick Rude would have beat him. Curt would have beat him. Kurt Angle could have beat him. Anybody in those days could have beat Goldberg. The only one who couldn't is probably Shawn Michaels. No,
no offense, D.
Damn, what's going on? But I think, yo, that's messed up, bro.
Love you, D, but come on,
Yeah,
I
we
know
love
it's
you, D,
easy.
but-
You know?
Sorry.
I mean, no, but
Well,
that was interesting. I mean, that's interesting.
The only reason why Shawn Michaels couldn't beat Goldberg was because, well, Batista came back and interfered. And,
I tell you. No, but you know, my boy, what's his name? Rick.
Shawn Michaels?
Rick. No, Rick. I mean, Rick. I love
Razor
Rick.
Ramon?
No, Rick. What's his
Oh.
name?
Ric Flair?
No, what? What's
Rick
his guy's
Rude?
name? Rick Rude. Damn. I'm sorry. I think I'm having a little bit too much, but no. Rick Rude was.
Yeah, I am too, but
No, but Rick
Go ahead.
Rude would have been great. I mean, he definitely would have been Goldberg. Mr. Perfect, by all doubts. Would have just snapped that dude.
You would have just, boom, and we would have fell down. I am going to show this because I found this now. I actually had to get this off of X because it's just Curt's part of it. I don't know if you guys had seen this on X. It is his behind the scenes of the one Royal Rumble he did. So here we go. So I apologize. This is actually me recording it off of my pad.
I saw this. Yeah, it was in the WWE Vault channel.
Can we start?
You start?
I'm surprised he didn't fart or something. Shit, we gotta do it again.
Come on.
Action.
Royal Rumble. 30 of the finest athletes the World Wrestling Federation has to offer.
Okay,
30
damn.
athletes.
I don't know how to do that.
Everybody knows
Well,
there's
damn.
only one athlete that stands out in the World Wrestling Federation, and that's Mr. Perfect. And the Royal Rumble will be just like every other night in my life. Absolutely
Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah,
Okay,
come
cut.
on, man. Come on.
Cut, stop.
I mean, maybe I could do this.
Well, thanks, I'm exhausted. I loved it a lot.
That's on the WWE Vault YouTube channel.
Yes. Well, they only had just his. I would have to, show the whole thing or at least stop it after his. So I actually just recorded it off of X from my pad. So it's just his.
Yeah, I love the WWE Vault YouTube channel. If you look at you guys look it up, it's an official WWE YouTube channel. They go through their vault. They go through all their old matches. They have dark matches never seen before. I was like, oh, I love that channel. I mean, that channel was like.
I sent you the link to the other channel besides the WWE Vault.
Yeah. Okay.
WCW?
No,
they have a WCW one
another
now.
channel. He's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but they have a WCW YouTube channel now. WWE. They post
they also
all
have
their
a
old
WCW.
WCW stuff.
Because they're
Which I
going to be
love
showing.
that too.
Yeah, they're going to be showing the WWE. Or WWE. They're going to be showing WCW matches. Yeah, I know. I can't wait.
Come on,
until
yo,
we get
yeah, you said we
Curt
just
Hennig
get
on
this
there.
right. We're gonna be on
Vince
real.
would hide all that stuff, and I'm like, I hated that. It's like,
Yeah,
now
it was
that
stupid.
TKO took over, or Endeavor, and like they're showing everything. Oh god, I love that YouTube channel, the Vault one. Actually, that one with Curt, that was the Royal Rumble 91 or 90 with Intercontinental Champion.
The 19.
That would have been 90, right?
No, I think it was 91.
Yeah, because Hogan.
He had it
it was
WrestleMania
91.
7.
It was 91 because Hogan threw him out at the end when he should
Yeah,
have
I
won the
hated that
Rumble
shit.
that year.
That
Because
sucked so
Vince won
bad.
him. He wanted to win the Rumble in order to build it to a match with Hogan eventually, but of course Hogan nixed it. That doesn't work for me, brother.
Not at all. Yo, Richie, I'm trying to think. I went to Madison Square Garden either in 1991, 92. I saw Mr. Perfect live, man.
Oh, you're lucky.
I'm trying to figure out which one was there. I think Big Flair was there. But Abe Undertaker was there.
Yeah, Perfect would have been managing Flair. So if Flair was there, you definitely see Perfect.
Yep. This was
I did it. I was perfect.
It would have been after SummerSlam. So when he lost to Brett. But I have something special for you, D. I have Vince McMahon interviews IC champ Shawn Michaels, and Mr. Perfect arrives and chases Shawn to the back.
Oh,
I love this feud. I thought this feud was awesome when they turned Mr. Perfect a babyface, and of course Shawn Michaels had just become a heel. So go ahead. I'm sorry, Angel.
Oh no, I'm just gonna say something.
You've been drinking too much, baby.
Yeah, I forgot.
Nice. Let's go.
Too much for you, baby doll.
Let's go.
Just play it.
Let's go.
I'll remember eventually.
That sooner or later, your path is going to cross that of Mr. Perfect. But we'll talk about that in just a moment. Right here next week,
you
defending the Intercontinental Championship.
What the actual fuck? I mean, he's got 2 earrings. Usually guys didn't wear 2 earrings.
I mean, back then, early 90s. Yeah, I mean, and them shits is not even like, it's not even attached. Okay,
Wait, what?
they are. I said they're not even attached.
What,
Yeah,
the earrings?
Yeah,
he has both on both sides.
Yeah, it looks like they're.
And usually guys just had one. Yeah,
I'll be back
then.
in just a minute.
Okay.
Yep. Wow.
First of all, I want to tell you
No commercials in these.
sick and tired I am of having to come to this dump, New York City.
Oh, come on. Come on. Come on.
Place,
It is a
Shawn
dump.
was a good
It is
heel.
a
There's no
dump.
doubt about that. Shawn was a great heel.
Boo.
now, even my armpit isn't that bad.
Oh.
Hey,
I saw those same two guys on TV doing some kind of march in Washington. Way to go, guys. Anyway.
Amazing that you would come out here and insult these
I'm not impressed,
wonderful
dude.
fans in New York and all over the world.
See, he has 2 earrings
stand behind
on either
many of the
side.
superstars
That usually meant like a gay
You're
guy.
just not worthy of
Sean is gay.
Yeah.
You see this? Vin
Yeah, I
Man?
see it.
This is the World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental.
Come on, let's go.
I don't need anybody to
Ah.
stand behind me.
Sean
I
is
got
gay.
this on my
John.
own. And speaking of
Sean is
Hacksaw
gay.
Jim Duggan,
Sean is gay.
What? Come on. At least he got 2
It's not
crosses,
me.
right?
It's not me. It's the fans.
Yeah, I know.
See?
He got 2 crosses. Come on, he got 2 crosses.
Ask your mother.
Hey, he got 2
Ask your
crosses.
mother how gay I am.
Shawn Michaels is an equal opportunity defender.
Yes.
It doesn't matter
I guess.
if you're short, fat, big, or tall, or in your case, ugly as the day is long.
What they're doing is they're shouting, Sean is great.
No, they're showing. No,
Sean is gay.
Capacity crowd, listen to him. How can you ignore him?
Buy it. Sean
These people
gay.
mean absolutely nothing to me.
Wow.
He's sweating. That's right, Macho.
In my life, for a bunch of losers. Like these
Sean
idiots
is
from
gay.
me.
Let's talk about Mr. Perfect. Let's talk about sort of a collision course there that you had with Mr. Perfect at WrestleMania. You will recall you and the narcissist Lex Luger were behind the locker room area outside, actually. And
Oh, that was WrestleMania 9.
Yes, 9. Right?
Oh, you see what I'm talking about? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Pardon? Grover. I mean, Mr. Grover, the guy that lives in the trash can on Sesame Street.
No.
The guy that I put in the trash can.
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect.
Where's the Andrew Dice Place, Joe?
Perfect.
Yes, and you shall receive, Sean.
Uh-oh, there he is.
Hello.
I like it.
Yeah, you want some?
We're having some fun now, Savage.
Oh, come on. Come on.
You want to run your mouth?
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Right. Perfect is in trouble.
Matt Patterson,
Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter, all the officials were out there.
Michaels doesn't want any part.
Oh, what was the name of that ref? That one.
Tim White. That's Tim White.
Tim White. Yep. Okay, I see Pat.
Perfect.
Come on, Sean. Let's go, Sean. Let's go, Sean.
Everybody behind Perfect right now.
See, they're trying to protect. There you go. There you go. Let's go, Sean. Let's go.
That's a
You better
cheap
run
shot.
down, boy.
Let's
He's
go.
You better
gone.
run down.
He's running.
You better
Get
run
him.
down, boy.
We'll
be right back.
He has to. I mean,
On
he's got to
Monday
go.
Night Raw.
Hey, look, listen, he has to go back home. He's gonna be late. I mean, he has to run.
Yeah, make
Yeah.
excuses.
Back then there was no Uber. I'm
Talk
just
in a
saying.
minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thoughts on that? We'll start with you, D.
I mean, that was a phenomenon. I mean, Shawn Michaels. I'm trying to remember that the storyline to it, but that's my boy Shawn. So,
Well, he attacked him at WrestleMania 9 after Luger had supposedly knocked him out with his forearm because he had that metal plate in his forearm, and then Curt gets all mad and goes to the back, and then Luger and Shawn Michaels are talking, and he attacks Luger, and Shawn Michaels attacks him. So that's how the feud started.
Dang, I've been watching wrestling for so long, but God bless you. but my thing is this: so what was Curt's thing? Did he get the bell? Well, I'm trying to remember afterwards.
Yeah, he did. But not at SummerSlam.
Got you.
Curt, actually, yes, Curt would get he would 3P, but only at a house show. He did not actually get the belt at SummerSlam because as people remember, it was Diesel who interfered and Curt got counted out.
Got you.
Yeah. So, but at a house show that I saw on X one time, he literally, Curt actually did 3P. He did get the Intercontinental belt from Shawn Michaels, but I'm sure he had to give it back. You know, because they wanted Shawn Michaels to have the belt at least for that long.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
we're going to watch. I don't know if anyone, one of you have seen this. You might have seen this, but this was Curt after Rick Rude, after his passing, and his. It was like a week after he passed. So of course you probably know how Curt was thinking or what he was feeling, but I just wanted to share this because I think, you know, without Rick Rude, Curt Hennig kind of, it felt like he was off, like he wasn't really himself after that. Let's say, I mean, I'm sure you guys have best friends.
Yeah.
And someone comes to you and says, "Oh, by the way, you know, how do you feel about your best friend passing?" I mean, how would you feel? I'd be pissed. I like when he says, "You know what burns my ass?" I always, if he was in a better mood, I would say, "What, a flame this high?"
So what's the back?
No.
So there was a backstory that people didn't show up. I mean,
Yeah. Well, if you ever listen to 83 Weeks, Eric Bischoff got kicked out by Rick's sister.
Wow.
Yeah. I guess there were people that didn't show up to Rick Rude's funeral.
Okay.
That's awful for him. I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
But I know Curt was he was not himself. Even in wrestling, he wasn't himself after that.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really, really distraught.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of what's the guy's name? I mean, are we supposed to mention him? Benoit?
Chris Benoit?
Yeah. After Eddie Guerrero passed away, like he was
Yeah.
not himself. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Type of
because
deal.
him and Eddie were pretty close.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember how shocking it was when Eddie passed away. You know.
Yeah, a lot of people were shocked after that.
Sudden.
It was also shocking when we heard Curt passed.
Oh yeah,
I know there's a lot of people. I have that same interview where if we had kept going, unfortunately, I just don't like YouTube and the stupid ads. But if we had kept going, Larry talks about when he found out about Curt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was his nephew, and he's like, "No, this can't be." And he's like, "What happened?" And they said Curt's gone, and Larry didn't believe him.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
So there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of emotion there that I think people just don't understand unless you knew, like, how good friends they were, and you know, it just really affected Curt after that. Now he would go on to go with Barry Windham and start the West Texas Rednecks, but I mean, Curt was soldiering on, I think, after that. It was, and what's even worse is Rick passed on my birthday in '99. So I was 13 years old when Rick passed. The exact day. Yeah. April 20th, 1999.
Steph, has anyone asked you? Maybe I'll be that person. Why Mr. Perfect? Like, how you gravitated to him?
I saw him when I was 4 years old, and it was him and Carrie at SummerSlam.
Okay.
And my dad was into wrestling back in the 80s and 90s, and we would get the pay-per-views. So I have like WrestleMania 6, I have SummerSlam 1990, and then of course I have Royal Rumble. Sorry, I have Survivor Series 1990. It was all on tapes, so I had them all on. We video recorded them. I had Royal Rumble 1991, WrestleMania 7, SummerSlam 1991, and then Survivor Series 1991, and then they stopped recording them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I was watching SummerSlam 1990 one day, just kind of checking it out because my dad did watch wrestling around me, and I guess I was too young to understand what it was. But I mean, I was 4 years old, so when we watched it, when I watched it later, I was about 11 or something. I actually saw Curt wrestle Carrie and fell in love with his wrestling. Fell in love with him afterwards. And I had a huge crush on him when he was in WCW. I admit it. I was 11 years old. It was 1997. He came in June, and I was like, "Wow, he's really hot." I was 11 years old. You know. I mean, how could you not like that face and that body? I am a straight woman, and hopefully my man's not watching this because he's probably like, "What the hell?"
Maybe gotta be like, "Yeah, I'm watching." Nice.
So it was like, even though I was only 4 years old, I still watched it for the first time with my dad, and I can remember being at my aunt's house for WrestleMania 7 because I do remember watching live on pay-per-view the Liz and Randy thing when he lost that match to the Ultimate Warrior, losing his career. And then him and Elizabeth got back together, and it was very emotional. The crowd was crying. That's like one of my very first memories.
They would have that wedding at SummerSlam that year.
At SummerSlam.
Even though they were getting divorced in real life on that time.
In real life. They were trying to like sort of rekindle stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it.
Savage, I mean, I'm surprised Randy would put over Warrior that way, especially, because I'm sure you heard him too. Warrior hurt everybody he worked with, but...
Yeah, he actually broke Randy's arm. And the receipt for that was, of course,
The
Royal
scepter.
Rumble when he hit him in the head with a scepter. Yeah. That was
Sergeant
Randy's
Slaughter
receipt.
to this day swears that that wasn't supposed to happen.
That wasn't supposed to happen. Yep.
Yeah, even though I don't know if I believe, but he says, Randy hit him in the head so hard he never kicked out, so he became WWF champion.
Yep.
That's why you guys gotta watch the pro wrestling, because these two folks are just. I'm a wrestling fan. I grew up whatever the case might be, but there's certain things, hey, listen, I don't know,
Yeah, so Randy hit him with the scepter. Sergeant Slaughter, he didn't kick out, so Sergeant Slaughter became WWF champion, and it changed the main event that year. It's allegedly supposed to be Hogan Warrior 2, and Hogan gets his win back, and Hogan becomes champion again. But Hogan beat Slaughter instead, and Hogan got the win back in Halloween Havoc, 96, 97, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Terrible match. I saw that match. It was awful.
Yeah, I think that was actually like 98, 99.
Yeah, 98. It was Halloween Havoc, 98 or something.
Yeah.
It was awful. One of the worst matches I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It was like, what?
I think Curt had one against Dean Malenko.
Hogan and Warrior had one of the worst wrestling matches I've ever seen live. It was like,
but except for Kurt's. I think it was Curt and Dean Malenko because they were trying to get the Four Horsemen back together with Dean Malenko, and Curt said, "No, I broke up the Four Horsemen. I'm not going to let it reassemble."
Yeah, so. I could tell 7 years had passed because Warrior looked old, Hogan looked old. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, these two guys were legends, great 7, 8 years ago, and now like old men running around, like barely running around, and it's like they were like slower than molasses.
They were. It was really bad. Yeah.
Even Bischoff admitted it was a bad match. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. So the next one I just want to show real fast because I talked about this on one of the shows that I just recorded about Sean Stasiak becoming the perfect one in WCW. He even had Kurt's theme music for Mr. Perfect in WCW. This is a vignette. It's the perfect one meets Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig. So
I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but I'm Sean Stasiak, the perfect one. And tonight on Nitro, I'm going to prove to the world that I'm not just a one-dimensional wrestling athlete, that I am a well-rounded, perfect athlete in all sports. And tonight, in the spirit of the NBA playoffs, I'm going to break the world record in free throw shooting. Let's get started.
Sure you are.
No, you're not.
Now that absolutely perfect. Wouldn't you say?
That is perfect. No.
Sweetheart, didn't I promise the world that I'd break the record in free throw shooting tonight? Why? Because I am absolutely the perfect one.
Perfect.
So pick out a good one because I'm going to make perfect history.
This must be 5-2-2-2. It's got to be. He's been doing this a long time. Hold the phone. It's Curt Hennig.
That's a foul. That's a foul. He shoots again. Oh, boy.
He missed the record.
That's not even a what if. That's definitely a two-shotter.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That was, and he eventually will come down at, I think that was 2000. I want to say Slamboree, but that may be wrong. It might have been uncensored. I think it was uncensored.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Sean would never have the career his dad did.
No.
His dad beat Bruno after that 8-year title run that Bruno had. And I know he dropped it a week later. He dropped it a week later or whatever. But Stan beat Bruno, and like in 71 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And Bruno wanted to drop the belt and go away, but I mean, it's like 8 years, and it's like, oh, Stan, you want to be WWF champion? It's like, or WWF champion. He's like, oh, sure, okay. And a week later, he dropped it to somebody else. But at that time, babyfaces, Bruno dominated a territory for 8 years. In New York. My mom's friend, the one in Hoji who passed away like 10 years ago, with the whole story with Cena and stuff last night, which you probably won't see until a month later. But I digress. Anyways, yeah, I mean, she went to the Garden every week to see Bruno. She loved Bruno. Yeah, every week at the time it was like $20 for a ticket. It's like she loved seeing Bruno, and Bruno lost. They were like.
Yeah, they had riots in the streets.
It was not a pop. It was more like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Bruno lost? And
they
then
set the seats on fire, I think.
And then there were riots afterward. When
yeah.
they didn't announce Stan being WWF champion. It was just like 1, 2, 3, here's the bell, go away, piss off.
Yeah, no, they did that because
and then they
were
realized
the
what
fans
happened afterwards. And then they realized what happened afterwards, and they rioted like crazy. But
well, Sean Stasiak would, unfortunately, he would go on to be WWE, and then they would call him Meat.
Yeah,
and he wasn't he a part of that Spirit Squad too? Oh, that was awful.
No, I don't think so.
No, but they just called him Meat. And
No. He was in WCW, the Alliance. That WCW, WWF war they had. That was awful. And Stasiak he's like an idiot,
Yeah,
everybody beat him up.
Jim Ross would say, "What an idiot!"
Yeah, literally. Yeah, Jim Ross would call him an idiot on commentary. So yeah, nobody took him seriously, unfortunately. And like his dad beat Bruno after 8 years, and it's like, okay, that means something. I mean, that's his boy,
Angel and Steph, we saw that clip, with Stasiak against D'Lo Brown, and then the 3-minute warning debut.
Right.
Oh yeah, they beat up all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one of them is Rosie, Roman Reigns' older brother, who passed away recently. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to say this one. I want to show this because this is WrestleMania 9. This is what started with the Shawn Michaels thing. Yeah,
that's the worst WrestleMania of all time. Not because of this match, because of Hogan winning the title over Bret Hart the last second.
From Bret Hart, right?
Yeah. No. Not from Bret Hart. From Yokozuna.
Oh yeah, technically,
Bret lost.
Bret was the champion, but he lost to Yokozuna, and then they transitioned the belt to Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan, which still pisses me off to this day. I mean, Hogan fucked Bret Hart because I'm sorry, but that year Hogan is supposed to work with Bret Hart at SummerSlam and drop the belt back to him, make him the star. Nope, brother, I can't. Well, brother, I mean, I wouldn't tap out to the sharpshooter, brother. And then Hogan changed it to Yokozuna, winning the belt back at King of the Ring instead. Right. And buried Bret Hart for the next year before he won it back a year later at WrestleMania 10. But that pissed me off. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Of course, there was also that bad match with The Undertaker and Giant Gonzalez.
Oh, God, yes.
Oh,
people hated that damn match because Gonzalez couldn't wrestle.
Undertaker, to this day, complains about him on his podcast. He's like, how many times I told that fucker, hit me with between the blades of my shoulders, right there.
Right.
Every fucking time he hit me in the back of my neck.
Ouch,
And it
yeah,
would
that
hurt
had to
me.
hurt. Yeah, he
Every
didn't know how to
fucking
wrestle.
time.
He was
And
always
eventually,
like,
He was just
I
a
would,
giant. That's why they like. That's why
yeah,
Vince liked him. Is he was a giant. That's
yeah,
it.
and Taker was like, you know what? In Europe, a European tour, it's like, fuck it. Bang, 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 hit him for real. And it's like, you
Yeah,
fucked him
he
up
got his
for real in
receipts for
Europe.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he was
I
sick of it.
remember when the great Khali debuted, I was like, is that Giant Gonzalez? Really? But no.
Oh,
no.
Undertaker said that Khali was like Luthez compared to Giant Gonzalez. He'd rather work with Khali every day of the week than fucking Giant Gonzalez.
I think Khali knew how to wrestle.
Yeah.
Giant Gonzalez didn't know how to wrestle.
Khali's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think so.
I think that, yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure he is. Compared to John Gonzalez, he was Luthez. So I buy the Undertaker's, story on that.
I remember when Khali won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in that Battle Royal.
Yeah.
He
He held the belt backwards. He held it up like this, was backwards.
Like, turn it around. Turn it around. Turn it around. Turn it.
Yeah, but you can play this. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm just
it's okay.
babbling on here.
Yeah, no, hey, you guys are tipsy. That's good.
Trying to set up here. It's some jumper cables. He went out.
I don't see anything funny here.
He went down real quick, and he went out real quick. Courtesy of the narcissist.
Does he know he's wearing Steeler colors?
The narcissist. Did he win the match? Exactly. Did you win the
Go
match?
get him, baby.
Yes, Bobby.
That's all we care about.
My point was that Luger, that perfect feet were in the road.
Listen to these people back perfect right here.
And where's he going now? Oh, look
Where's
at his
Perfect
face.
going?
What a quitter. What a coward.
Oh, come
What
on.
a coward.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Stay with Mr. Perfect.
Come on,
baby.
Bobby.
Oh, he's mad. And I know what Mr. Perfect's like when he gets mad. It won't do him any good.
Oh, I know.
He goes back there and looks for Luger and finds him. He's going to be out cold again.
I don't think so.
I'll be glad he's not
I'm
looking for you.
Perfect is
I'm sorry, I've seen
Look at
it so
him
many
walk.
times. I literally could
This
see
is
all the
WrestleMania
Oh,
9.
yeah.
He's been embarrassed. He thinks he's been embarrassed.
Walking
There they
outside
are.
here.
Oh, there's Luger.
There's Luger with Shawn Michaels.
And Shawn Michaels attacked him.
Now.
I told you right there.
This is where the
let's
Shawn
go.
Michaels feud started.
Oh, come on. Was an Intercontinental Champion.
Not your
Was a
fight.
cheap
There you
shot.
go. There you go.
Man.
What
Come
a
on,
cheap
Shawn.
shot. And this
Some of
is
that stuff came
Let's
out.
go. Let's pow. Okay, he's trash.
trash
Let's
can.
go. Let's go,
One
son.
of his
Let's go.
sticks.
Let's
He's
go,
kicking him in the
son.
chest.
Woo.
Oh, come on.
Let's go.
Come on, Shawn.
One more time. One more time with those
Stop being
spiky
a
boots.
dickhead.
Let's go.
That's not a perfect
Mr.
strategy
Perfect.
there.
Oh man, I tell you something. What do you?
Tell you
What happened? What a volatile situation.
Perfect.
Wow,
Jumped him from behind.
Nobody's said a word thing about Mr.
Get him,
Perfect.
Savage. Get him, Savage.
Something right now.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
So much of it.
Wow. Macho,
Macho Man was
The narcissist.
and Macho Man was great.
Macho Man was far too young to be full-time commentator. He's like early 40s at that point. He could have wrestled in 10 years.
Yeah, that's true. But I think the reason why he left is Vince. It's rumored that Vince wanted the step into a Slim Jim stuff. He wanted half of it.
And also, the other
Profits.
rumor was,
He wanted the profits from it.
the other rumor was allegedly Macho Man had sex with young Stephanie McMahon back in there.
Yeah, that's the other one.
And again, I don't know if that's true or not. Only Macho Man and Stephanie would know, and Stephanie isn't talking.
Rumor. Yeah, I've heard that rumor too. She was
Macho
17 and he was an adult.
and he kind of, had things with Stephanie, so. And that's why Vince never brought him back again, even though,
Wow.
Again,
that's a rumor. Lanny
rumor.
didn't help it either. Lanny's kind of like, well, that's between them two.
Lanny didn't.
Well, he didn't deny it, but he didn't confirm it either.
Stephanie might have been 17 when they hooked up, and Vince found out about it, and he was gone. But I digress. Go ahead.
All right, so this is, of course, you're gonna like this one, Angel. This is Curt and Brett at the King of the Ring. I love this because it reminds me of the WCW stuff. Your dad never beat my dad.
Yeah.
and of course, Mean Gene eggs it on. So all right, here we go.
Bret Hart, did you not say earlier on that you would prefer to wrestle Mr. Perfect over Mr. Hughes, and why?
Well, I just wanted to wrestle Mr. Perfect because I have more respect for his wrestling.
You think he's an easier opponent than Mr. Hughes would be?
See, stirring it up.
That's not what I said.
Wait a minute. I mean, is that what you said? I think you probably kind of intimated that.
Well,
really,
you maybe took it the wrong way. What I meant is that I respect Mr. Perfect's wrestling ability, and I'd like to go in there and have a wrestling.
Wait, no, you said you prefer the endurance as to the size and strength of Mr. Hughes. Is that what you said?
No, I didn't. I said that.
You could have got by Mr. Hughes. What you're saying?
Is what you're saying.
No, I think very well I could get past Mr. Hughes. The fact that I think I can get past you. But
Is that what you think? Gentlemen, just a second here. Let's talk. Hold on. Wait a second. Guys, please. Let's draw a couple of analogies. Both of you are second-generation wrestlers. Your father, a great one, of course. Larry the Axe, a great one. But did the two of them ever meet? I'm very curious.
Yeah, they met. My dad beat his dad.
Your
dad never beat
my dad. Hey, I remember SummerSlam. I owe you. And tonight I'm going to pay back. And don't ever say your dad could beat my dad because he couldn't on his best day. Hey, gentlemen, I want to know one thing. Does this King of the Ring... Just a second. Does this King of the Ring mean that much to you? Is it going to be a scientific match? You're going to throw the rule book out the window. Let me tell you something. My style has never changed. I'll do what I have to win because why? I am a winner. Brett?
You weren't in SummerSlam.
Wait a minute. Are you suggesting...
Look, all I'm saying is the King of the Ring is the most important thing in the world right now, and I...
Great pro.
No, Curt was in WCW by then.
Yeah, he was in WCW that point, yeah. Well, no, I mean, that was a great promo. You know, I was a kid. It was a 93.
Yeah,
and
you and I were both 6. Well, I was you were almost 6. I was
like, oh, yeah, well, I like Brett. So...
I was like 10 years old.
You were 10?
And Brett would win the King of the Ring 2 years in a row. 1994, I think it was.
Yep.
So
I didn't think that was fair. I think Vince should have let Curt win one. At least this one, maybe this one, or like the next one. But I don't think he should have let Brett win. No offense to Bret Hart fans. I'm sorry.
Well,
but I think that Brett and Curt could have had a really great feud in 93.
Yeah, Brett won 2 years in a row, and I was like, I at the time was happy, but looking back now, it's like if Curt would have won 1 year, that probably would have elevated him even more. But I'm sure that Brett would have been, you know, he would have probably made it. He would have made it. Yeah. He would have made it think about it, Brett. I mean, so he would. Oh well, I want to win again. I mean, let me win. Win again, Vince. You know, and you know that would have led to something between those two, but.
Yeah, I think that they really missed a big opportunity there in letting Curt win the King of the Ring, maybe the first, or even if not the first time, the second time in 94, and then you know they could have had a feud in 94.
Yeah, that second time. You know, as a kid, I would have been pissed, and now if you would have talked to me today about it, it's like, oh yeah, Curt should definitely won that second one at least. So it would have made that feud hotter, but. You know.
Oh yeah, they could have had some really great matches, and it could have been like to the point of like, you know, where they. I mean, yeah, you're right, Angel. It could have gotten really, really hot. Like that feud could have just gone right off. It could have been like his feud with. Well, he would have one with Brett later, but his one with Shawn Michaels. I think that was pretty hot, and then they just kind of cooled it off and said, well, you can 3P, but only at a house show. You know what I mean? So I think they really cooled that off too soon, especially with Shawn Michaels, because Shawn Michaels was one of the biggest heels in 93. 94, I think they turned him face. So, I mean, in 93, Shawn was really great as a heel. All right.
That's right. Let's go.
So we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. I do want to do one more match, and that's the Bret Hart Curt Hennig match at Uncensored, which was it was good. There was a little bit of a botch. Let's see if you can figure out where the botch is. And I'm not going to tell you who botched. If you see it, I'm not saying anything. All I'm going to say is you have to watch it and see who botches. But so we're getting down to our time together is going down. So
gum that I could just say, boop.
Right, you go.
Let's go.
He is one of the great. He, in my eyes, he's the greatest wrestler to ever live. I know you guys won't agree with that, but all right, here we go. This is uncensored. This is Curt Hennig Curt Hennig with Rick Rude, of course. He would be his manager in '98 and '99. And then versus Bret Hart. And this is uncensored 1998. For those who are listening only, it's uncensored season 4, episode 1, WCW uncensored 1998. We are 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 15 seconds in. If you do want to watch,
Angel, I'm sure remembers it. I don't know about the rest, but during that Edge and Shawn Michaels promo in 2005, there were some Canadian or Bret Hart fans that interfered, and Shawn Michaels told it, "You got some fellow Canadians," and Edge was like, "I don't give a damn about them. I give a damn about you." He's like, and then Shawn Michaels was like, "What is it with you guys coming in Florida? Stay in your own country," or whatever he said.
Yeah, I mean, because everybody moved to Florida in those days because there's no income tax in Florida, so it's like it's so much cheaper to live in Florida.
Yeah.
It has to be a wrestler making all that money. Go ahead.
Curt Hennig will come into the ring. He had a replica of a Canadian flag, which Bret Hart gives his.
we're gonna redo Bret's match with Mr. Perfect in 1989 when it was on primetime, and Curt actually won that one. So Curt actually did win a match between Bret and Curt. And he does give his glasses. Bret gives his glasses to a little girl, and I would have been like, no. Can I have his towel? Can I have Mr. Perfect? Mr. Perfect, can I have your towel? Sorry, Bret. Uninterested.
I hate Peacock this is Peacock, and I'm like, Peacock to this day they barely put on a lot of the old wrestling stuff, or at least what I've seen. I got Peacock, and it's like, where's all the old WWE Network stuff? And it's like, they barely have a quarter of it. Seems like,
or $9.99.
Actually, I get mine for $8. You have to look for specials.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it with my internet service. Automatically.
Oh.
I pay it with that. So.
Oh, you're lucky. I had to pay separate.
Yeah. Right. No.
Trademark sunglasses to a fortunate fan here at front row ringside.
No thanks. Can I have your towel, Mr. Perfect?
I mean, why would you want a towel with all? Why would you want a towel that has all the sweat on it?
Match from two of the greats, Curt Hennig and Bret the Hitman Hart here.
Second-generation competitors.
I told that story with Cena and his sweat over the wristband, and I gave it to my mother's friend. So it was like, you want it?
Damn right I would. I'd never watch that damn thing ever.
Oh, not
I ran him in the lobby. I've known him a long time. He told me, he says,
They look like they're about to laugh.
All right, one more time.
Watch their facial expressions.
All right, there's a lockup.
Neutral position for both men, and here we go. Can't wait to see what transpires here. Certainly, Curt has made no bones about it that he wants a shot at becoming the heavyweight champion of the world. And he certainly has all the credentials, all the ability to have that title shot. But what he has to do now in the interim, while he tries to get his title shot, he has to fend off members of the NWO at the behest
There's
of
certain guys these days that struggle to do a lockup.
to be in here in WCW, guys.
Bret Hart's
There's guys.
Your hair's too slick.
There are guys these days struggle to do lockup properly.
Curt Hennig is in
Come
his
on.
way on the road.
These two were really good
to
at
what
that.
he hopes is an eventual meeting with Hollywood Hogan.
They struggle to do it.
Side headlock takeover. And now Hennig
It's like one day
trying to get out of the side headlock.
It's like one day going to drive me from watching wrestling. You can't do lockups.
Yeah.
Back to the ropes we go.
Oh.
Shoulder block takedown. Back up. Headlock takeover. And keeping now Curt Hennig down. Hennig again using the hair, using the shortcut here. As Rude, as you can see, stalks around, slowly working his round. Yeah, pacing around the ring here. Back up once again.
Just won't let go of Bret's hair.
WCW's uncensored.
I think Brett
we see just
gets
about
his
everything
revenge.
tonight, or what?
Not
Still,
yet.
not yet. We're still going to lower the big gauge.
Oh.
Savage
Oh,
Nut.
no thanks.
How's the world's title
Remember
match?
CM Punk?
Sting and Scott Hall.
His
You
reaction?
better believe there's
These
an
guys
NWO
did
plan
not slap
about
their
that.
legs.
No.
Get that title.
Nope. Veterans
There's a
didn't do that.
headlock.
Headlock.
Why would you go back to the headlock?
Because that's what they did. That's how you wear
Both,
an
I think, are in
opponent
the best
down.
shape of their career.
Yeah, that's how you
Yeah,
work.
but then Mr. Perfect.
I mean, you know, you take a look at the athletes in WCW.
That's
or
the
the athletes in
point.
the NWO, and I'm amazed of the condition that they're in based on the schedule they have to keep in arenas around the world. They truly are. And certainly we say a lot of great things about our athletes, but the athletes in our sport are the greatest athletes
Might
in
as
the
well
world.
been
And ask
a
any
hair versus hair
orthopedic
match.
surgeon or any doctor who's worked on a pro wrestler,
No.
they'll tell you
Kurt would
that their
never go
body
for that.
is more banged up, more bruised, more broken than any athlete in any sport around the world. Again, this time it's Curt Hennig with a pretty good wide base that time to try to keep Bret Hart down, at least try to get out of the side headlock. But Hart
He's selling
rises
it.
up,
I don't
showing
think he's
great
pulling
leg
that
strength
hard.
into the
Tony
ropes.
Schiavone was always terrible on commentary.
Yeah, he was.
Here comes Bret
Like,
Hart
he
again.
sticks out to me every time I hear him.
Oh, was that the
Feeling
box?
him out of the corner.
Yes.
And a frustrated Curt Hennig.
Uh-huh.
Poor Kurt just couldn't get all the way around. Yep, that was a botch.
Tony, especially today in AEW, Tony Schiavone's awful, man.
Yeah.
Back then he was okay, but he still sticks out. But 30 years later today, he's awful. God awful on
Like, we can't hear
commentary.
you, Rick.
A major breakthrough singles championship victory. It was back in the summer of 1991, and his opponent was none other than Curt Hennig, and you just know
Mr. Perfect.
that Curt Hennig hates to be known as the
Yeah, it's
wrestler
Curt,
who really
Curt
made
Hennig, you know,
Bret the
man.
Hitman Hart's
Yeah,
singles
never
career.
named them, but
I saw that match.
yeah, I
Holding
know you
on.
did, Bobby. You saw
Yeah,
that
we know
match.
you did, Bobby. You were
Curt at that time.
No, I was doing the broadcasting.
I
Yeah,
was
he had-
broadcasting.
oh,
You were a
then.
part of that, and the history between
Coach
these
was
two
a manager.
continues here on Uncensored.
Nope.
Hennig
Oh.
tried a gut wrench,
Nice.
taking him over the chop, stepping
Uh-oh,
through.
sharpshooter.
And it is.
There it is, the sharpshooter. Hi, Rickard. Bye, Rickard.
Good job, referee. Nice job.
Oh, come on.
Right?
No, he didn't even say it.
No, did not.
Hey,
was
where
it.
Curt Hennig goes,
That's
Rick
quick.
Rude
That
goes.
was it because Hennig had lowered it up.
I didn't do anything.
And again, they are doing exactly what they warned. What they warned Bret Hart of, that they would be a team. And once the sharpshooter was on, Rick Rude
Here we
ended it.
go. And down.
Now going to the leg.
Break it, Kurt.
Going to the leg. You may have heard
This
Rude
is
in
a
the background
time
say, break it, Kurt.
where the
You
heel
can
gets
better
the heat
believe
on the
if they
baby face.
can, they will.
That's
I
his
think
time in
what
the
the
match,
NWO
where the
wants.
heel
They
gets
want
the
him
heat.
out of WCW
Yep.
immediately.
Well, you know, they talked
And
about
he just beat down the
talked
baby
about
face.
the war in their ABCs of war. Remember B. The second one out was Bret the Hitman Hart. So, yes, they're looking to take the man out here. A 1, 2, 3. Well, they can get it. It's just some more bragging rights. But if they can break the man up, if they can take him out, if they can sideline him for an extended period of time, that's what they, the NWO, want to do.
And strategically, this attack by Curt Hennig on the knee of Bret the Hitman
Hi-ya.
Hart certainly makes
Ooh,
sense.
there it
That's
is.
the
Mhm.
qualification.
It's just going to render that
Get the heat on the
sharpshooter
baby
ineffective.
face now.
Yeah. Not a
Bret
bad
was
seller.
there it is.
Oh,
Rick
there you
Rude
go,
now.
Rick. Let's go, Rick. Let's go, Rick.
Yeah, Rick. Woo.
The referee has to see it.
Yeah, the referee has to see
Well,
it.
you know,
That's
sometimes I
right.
don't even think they worry about that.
Okay.
Now,
Loop.
uh-oh.
Rick, get out of the way.
How many times have we seen this, guys?
No.
A lot of wrestlers don't come back from this.
Really? A
The
lot of wrestlers
leg,
don't come
steel
back.
ring post. They were just
No.
not meant to wrap around like that. Now, all wrestlers have knee pads on, but you'll notice when they use the ring post, they will throw the side of the knee.
Go, Rick.
There's a Rick Rude now.
Again, referee not doing his fucking job.
Oh, the referee looking away.
Hey, hey.
Of course, knee injuries come from
Get him, Kurt.
getting hit on the side of the knee. Actually, most of them do. There's some knee injuries that are hit straight on, breaking the patella, but usually
Brett was a great
ligaments are
seller
damaged by
as a
hitting the side of
babyface.
the
I
knee.
mean, he would sell his ass
Bending the
off.
knee.
Oh, here we go.
For the heel.
You gotta wrap the hair around a little bit.
And right now, Hennig is having his way against a man who's
And it'll go like
Peeled
this.
him by the hair into the other corner.
He would sell his ass
Certainly
off for
has
the
been a
heel.
well-thought-out
And then he'd make the
plan
comeback and he
by
would win
Hennig and
usually.
Rude.
But
Hennig has been there to distract the
Come on,
official
Hitman.
just when he needs to have Rude interfere.
Surprised you could pick
Get off
Bret
the guy's
Hart.
hair.
Come on, watch the hair, what?
Come on, Hitman.
Oh, there you go.
Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah, give the Robbinsdale crunch.
Now that's a good time at the expense of Bret Hart.
Thank you.
Oh, he hammered. He rocked the jaw of
he
Bret Hart.
hammered the Hitman.
And now he's going to put on a figure-4 leg lock.
Figure 4.
Figure 4.
A figure-4 leg lock from Curt Hennig.
And then he's going to grab the
himself to the rope.
Yeah, he'll grab Rick Rude.
Thanks to Rick Rude.
Yeah, thanks.
Again, the referee not doing his fucking job.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, he's just looking at Brett instead of looking at, oh shit,
so great that they black out. We have
he's
seen
grabbing
matches in the midst of a hole like the figure 4.
And he's looking
so
like
great they'll black out for the 1, 2, 3. Even if there's no lateral press on them, the shoulders are down.
And sometimes you'll be reaching down so far to get up.
Give up, Brett.
Give up, yeah. Give up, Brett.
You forget
Give it
to
up,
count,
Hart.
you count it out.
Hennig's figure 4
Give it up,
shades of
Hart.
the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Say I quit.
We certainly know that Bret Hart and Ric Flair have discovered a mutual respect,
That
mutual
referee's gonna be
admiration
fired.
in the past couple of months, and I know that one of the reasons
Oh,
that Bret
oh,
Hart
we're tied up. How you get out? You're gonna have to help.
Yeah,
turning
the
on the
referee has to
horseman,
break
the
up
Nature
the
Boy
whole.
Ric Flair.
Pretty obvious that this
Hey,
match.
you gonna help?
What are you
gonna
doing?
Pay
Bret Hart
attention.
to win this match, he is going to have to
Hey,
block
pay
out the
attention to the,
pain,
in the ring.
get something very quick on Curt Hennig.
Oh, the low blow.
Trying to get a second win here, and I don't know if he can. But I tell you, superstars and champions are made not only because of what they can do to you, but because of what they can endure, how they can come out, how they can
I would
focus
not
on
want
the
to
pain,
feel that.
how they can
Oh.
continue to walk back into it. A low blow
Right
by
there in the
Curt
leg.
Hennig.
Oh, baby.
Kurt's like, no, I hit him in
And
the
Bret
leg.
Hart just pulls himself up, limps to another corner, and he will not quit. With the other leg, he keeps his weight pushed up against the ropes as he kicked the man, and seemingly out of nowhere,
ow.
Bret Hart continues to try to fight off Curt.
That's
And
simply
Hennig stops
when
the
Owen
comeback
Hart
by
kicked
going
him.
right back to work on the knee.
There you
Oh,
go.
come on.
Kurt loved the step over toe hold.
Say it no,
No.
Hennig,
He's dominated this match.
yes, he has.
Nobody beats Curt
Another step
Hennig.
over now,
Nobody.
putting all the weight on that knee. Referee checking to see if Bret Hart submits.
And I tell you, Bret Hart will be the
I think
first being
he's
such a
Brett's
a
kind of
great
putting pressure
champion.
on his leg just to make it look
And a
even
fine gentleman,
more,
Bret Hart will be the first to
you
tell
know,
you that he makes
talented
no
even
excuses
more.
about
Big selling
losing
point
a
there.
matchup, but I can go back very clearly
That's a
and say,
move his dad
had
used
there
to
not
do.
been a Rick Rude, this match may be over right now.
Yeah,
But there is a Rick Rude.
Larry
was
the
and
Axe,
there is
yeah.
a Rick Rude. It was a sharpshooter moments ago. Rude came up and he ended that.
Give it up, huh?
Yeah, and they've made it painfully obvious that when you sign for a matchup with Curt Hennig, you also have to be prepared for
Rick Rude.
Rick Rude.
Yep. They ain't no fools.
Above the belt, Hennig. No.
You've been above the
That
belt,
time,
Hennig.
the heel of the boot
It
hit
was in the
firmly in the sternum.
Stomach.
And you know,
Not
Bret
in
Hart's
the
not even
lower
moving here,
extremities.
guys. He's in so much pain, he can barely move.
Right.
And
sure
easily,
is.
Hennig went over just to grab him by the hair to
That's
pick him
some
up.
kind of
Got
sign
cocky.
between those two.
Curt Hennig is motioning to Rude that he's got him.
A solid
Get out of the way,
slam.
ref.
And now
All right.
Curt Hennig
Yeah, this
is
is not
going,
gonna work.
he's going up top. We haven't seen this
Yeah.
much at all.
No.
Very often.
Kurt wasn't
Iris
usually the
moved
one
by
to go to the
Hennig.
ropes.
It enables
He was when he was younger because
to shut out
his
the
finishing
pain
move
for
was
a fleeting
a
moment to
drop
get to
kick
his feet.
from the second
Now
rope.
he has to pull himself up.
That used to be it before the perfect
Now he's
legs.
back up and he kicks the leg of Hennig.
Hart trying to get that feeling back
Oh.
in the leg.
Head first.
Ooh.
A hair
Oh,
peel
there's
again
another
this time.
Oh!
No, that wasn't a botch. Thank the goddess
Yes,
that
boy.
there
Don't
was
think
a
he
botch
realized
in
that was
'89. Kurt, his butt went up against the rope,
Yeah,
and so
fix him up.
Brett threw him in the other
Incredible.
corner, and they finally did
Incredible
that.
Bret
So
Hart can come back.
no,
But he
that's the
did.
only botch I saw. Was Kurt
Package
just
one,
didn't
two,
he didn't rotate
and
enough.
no, didn't meet him. Did not beat him, but Bret Hart has mounted a
Russian
comeback.
leg sweep.
Russian leg sweep. Got him.
Come on, Curt.
Hart covers again. Hart has it.
Nope.
Does not have it.
2.
Amazing athletes. Amazing.
Amazing.
What a fight this has been, guys.
Oh,
Bulldog did. Yes, he did. Here's a cover again.
Put on the ropes.
Put on the ropes.
Too close.
Too close.
Come on, Curt.
Look at Hart. Back to the attack again. Compare Hart to what we saw with Jericho earlier when Jericho
No,
had
fuck
so
Jericho.
many near falls.
Fuck Jericho.
But was getting frustrated. Bret Hart not
Fuck
getting
Chris
frustrated
Jericho.
at all.
I don't like that
He's
dude.
back to the attack again.
He's not
quickly.
second generation like Bret was.
That's a veteran. That's a pro for you right there. Up on
The
top
only
of
thing they had in
and he
common was they're
tries
from
to put in the
Canada.
elbow.
Canadian.
Covers 1, 2.
No.
Did not connect. Did Mickey
2.
J with
Bret,
the 3
2.
before the right shoulder got up.
That was the closest pinfall attempt yet.
Yes, it was.
Come on, Curt.
Rocks the head of Hennig all the way back to the corner.
Alley-oop.
Oh, boy, did he hit.
What velocity, what impact.
With a head of steam, you're right about that, Mike.
Oh, did he hit that?
The
Knocked the
head
wind
back, I
out
think
of
it was
himself.
jaw
Knocked the
first
wind out of
almost
me.
to that top turnbuckle pad.
It was, and then you saw the head snap back as it hit the mat.
Rude
Come on,
set
Curt.
finish him, and now could be the Hennigplex, that fisherman suplex. That's what it's going to be.
No, but Bret kicks out.
Got it. He's got it.
1, 2.
Yes.
He kicked out.
Yeah, Bret. He let only a handful of people do that.
Out of that move.
Yeah,
Was
he
a
only let a
surprise by
handful
Curt
of
Hennig.
people do
Down
that.
with
Bret
Rude
was
in
one
the
of them.
They're stunned. They're stunned.
Ah!
In the roof. 1.
2. Wait.
Oh.
1, 2.
He kicked out.
No.
He didn't get him. He didn't get him.
Well, he
He
didn't
couldn't
really
even
have a
keep
good
doing it.
handful of trunks, although he was digging in there.
Shut up. Shut up, Shabani.
Into the ropes.
Hi-cha.
Sunset flip.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh,
No.
here we go. Here we go.
He's got
Oh,
him.
no.
right.
Sharpshooter.
All right, I'm back. Yo, let's go.
Sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter.
Wow.
Tapped out.
Up and in.
He tapped out.
They had to do it. Rick Rude's like, are you going to do it?
Rick Rude was so slow.
Yeah, he was pretty slow there.
Because I
No,
can't
he's
believe
waiting,
it.
he's waiting for a
interrupting
spot.
He tapped out,
Yeah.
but Rick Rude is laid it in a man who's
Damn,
already
Rick.
taken us to victory.
Irish whip.
Oh, it's Rude mad.
Mm-hmm. Here's the
They've
chair.
got a chair here, guys.
Yeah, Hennig's got a
Uh-oh.
We're not kidding.
You got a chair.
Nobody comes out to save
You
Bret.
know this is on direction from the NWO to take out
Hi-cha.
Of course it is.
Hi-cha.
Win or
Right
lose,
the
and it
gun.
was a loss.
Rude Awakening.
Breaker.
The
Rude Awakening.
How about that? How long has it been since
Ooh.
we've seen that? Years. And,
Oh, that's
Oh,
the chair.
That didn't hit
Like
Bret.
a
It
box?
fell out of his hands. It must have been really
It
slippery.
didn't hit
Is
Bret
that
at
the
all.
box? Dang.
All right. Finishing thoughts, and then we're going to wrap things up for today.
Okay. It's a great match. I mean,
my
I love
finishing
that
thoughts are,
match.
well, the referee should have been fired after that match. What a poor job.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a pro wrestling trope where the ref looks away right when the heel does something, to end up in a disqualification. Look away, So that's a classic wrestling trope. But yeah, it's a great match. I mean, I always loved when those two got in the ring together.
And we will watch that. I'll probably go over it again. This is just a special, so I just wanted something for the special,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, I didn't do Bret and Curt uncensored, but we will for when we get there, because right now we're doing like 1989, and eventually we will show the Hulk Hogan, Lanny Poffo, and Mr. Perfect, of course, the Genius. And was versus the Ultimate Warrior, and of course Hulk Hogan. So we will watch along to those matches too.
Ultimate Warrior, after he was inducted in the Hall of Fame and then he spoke on Raw, he passed away just like immediately.
He was in really ill health, for a lot of years. It was like he had a lot of health problems later in life.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, Yeah, I love that match because, like I said, I think the other thing where Curt went to hit him and the chair, I think it just slipped out of his hands because his hands were probably all sweaty because he was
Yeah.
probably, from wrestling. He just wrestled for like, almost
Yeah.
20 minutes. So I think it slipped out of his hands like, damn. I can't. Oops. Well, that's the best I could do right now. I'm sure Brett was like, "What the fuck, Curt?" He's like, "It slipped out of my hands, dude. What do you want me to do? I was sweating, all right." But yeah, I love that. It would have been better if we had seen, Mr. Perfect and Rick Rude feud. I think that would have been pretty cool. And that
Oh,
would have
yeah,
been
yeah.
if, the after when Curt came into the WCW in 97, if Rick Rude had come back after the Montreal Screwjob, if he could actually have come back to wrestling instead of being a manager, I think that would have been awesome for Rick Rude.
Yeah.
So what say you guys?
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, that would have been a great match to see, but never happened, unfortunately. But that'd been a great match to see.
Yeah.
So finishing thoughts, Dee, we'll start with you. If you want to say happy birthday to Curt or whatever, the floor is yours.
Great. I'm supposed to sing happy birthday to Curt. Yo, Mr. Perfect is one of the greatest wrestlers ever. That's for sure. Thanks to you. Yeah. The more I watch Mr. Perfect and the mic and wrestling, one of the best of all time, man. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love, I didn't appreciate him much when I was younger, but now it's like,
Right.
I wish I would have, but now it's like, I would love to see him have his run as WWF champion. Of course, it never happened, but if Hogan wouldn't had buried him twice, he probably would have been a world champion in WWF or WCW. But stuff like wrestling business is cutthroat, and just unfortunately never got the chance to get his run with those main belts. But I'm sure he would have been great at it. So.
And little brother Alex.
Well, obviously, I never got to see Mr. Perfect wrestle at that time, but I could understand why he was your favorite stuff. He should. I mean, considering how popular he was, the talent he had, he definitely should have been WWF champion at least once. Yeah, apparently Mr. McMahon didn't care. So, but yeah.
Well, brother. Brother, it's one brother's fault in particular, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep. So I mean, you guys all know how I feel about Curt. I think he was the greatest wrestler to ever live. No offense to Shawn Michaels. No offense to Bret Hart. Alex, who is your favorite? I never even.
I told you, The Undertaker.
Oh, The Undertaker. No offense to The Undertaker. No offense to Bret. No offense to Shawn. But y'all suck.
Well, The Undertaker faced against Mr. Perfect at WrestleMania. We all know what would have happened.
Yeah. The Undertaker would have gotten his ass kicked.
No.
Yeah, that would also be a good match to see. Unfortunately, they turned The Undertaker babyface, and Curt was managing, or he was on Primetime Wrestling.
Yeah, they wouldn't work together ever, I don't think.
No, because 93 they would eventually Curt babyface, and Undertaker was already babyface. So
so they wouldn't have a match.
What a dream match that could have been.
Mm.
Definitely. I think Curt would have been up for anything.
The way they made The Undertaker look like when they changed him a bit in 1999, when he had that faction and that weird beard, when he started talking more, it was like, that wasn't the best Undertaker at that time.
No, I didn't like the badass. I wasn't much
no,
of
not
the badass Undertaker.
but just when they made him
the ministry.
The corporate ministry.
Yeah. The Ministry of Darkness.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that. I just didn't like the American Badass. I just wasn't much. I was like, I just want the old Undertaker back. I like the old Undertaker, the scary one. They're supposed to. I wasn't scared of him, to be honest. Even when he was a heel, I just wasn't scared of the.
But he was the greatest at the mind games, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
I think so. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. I guess you remember when they strapped Stephanie to that thing in the unholy wedding. You know, the higher power thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
that was
when Undertaker said she is a sleazy tramp.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, everybody's links will be in the description field. I'm gonna do that. I do that anyway.
Thank you.
Because I mean, subscribe to these guys, watch their shows because they are very insightful. They know what they're talking about when it comes to
Watch our
politics.
shows.
And watch the pro wrestling talk, of course.
Yeah.
That will be this will be on it actually will come out on the 28th of March. So if you are watching, I would like to thank my 3 special guests. Like I said, unfortunately, Kit Cabell was not able to make it today, but we will try to get him back on for another special edition of this show. And if you guys have any questions, concerns, you can always reach us at our links. You can DM us on X. And for anyone who also watches Black Magic Talk, there are some more things in the works. I am trying to get Sonia Smith on again. Of course, she's from the UK, so we kind of have to work out that time difference because we didn't the last time, and I kind of oopsie daisy forgot. Oh shoot, time changed. So I will definitely try to get her back on. Actually, Angel, I wanted to ask, would you like to be a special guest on Black Magic Talk? Even though I think you're Christian, we could like sit there and talk about stuff.
Well, I don't see why not. I mean, it'd be interesting. I mean, we'll talk about it for sure. Yeah.
Okay. If any 3 of you want to come on, and you want to learn stuff about Wicca, or you would like to like debate me, or not debate me, but have a friendly discussion about Wicca versus Christianity, you're more than welcome. And if any special guests out there, you want a tarot reading from me, or from Sonia Smith, her links will be in the description field. You can get a hold of her via her website, and I think she takes PayPal, so I'm pretty sure she does because that's how I pay her for my monthly classes. So her links will be down there if you would like a personal tarot reading from her, or if you would like one from me. Just like my buddy and bigger brother here, he donated $25 to my show. Thank you, Dave. Woo! If you would like to donate, my Cash App and PayPal are both in the description field. Just click those links and send as much as you can. If you can't, I hope you enjoyed this show. And we'll see you next time. Also, just want to let the YouTube audience know that the outro music is AI generated. I do have a few new songs, so maybe there's a few songs in the work that are new there. But I did generate some new ones as well. But this one makes me cry every time. So it's really a great AI outro song. Like I said, there will be shameless plugs. Of course, all 3, except for Alex, because I did the outro. They're shameless plugs long time ago before Alex. Yes, he's in it. Kit Cabello's in it, and of course, Angel Riviera is also in it. I will get you in, Alex. I'll do a new shameless plugs, and so hopefully when I have time. But remember, everyone, nobody beats Curt Hennig. Nobody
at all.
Also, just
okay, guys, this is where we're gonna do some shameless plugs here. So the first shameless plug, if you could please go over to my other show, which is Black Magic Talk. I will put the links in all the description fields. If you could just kind of browse it, if you are not only a wrestling fan, but you like Wicca or paganism, and you'd like to learn more about it. We just did some recent episodes. So if you'd like to hop over there, just click the link in the description field. If you would like to give to the Black Magic Talk Patreon, that link will be in the description field. And again, if you would like to have a tarot reading on the show, you can DM me on X. My link for that X will be in the description field. If you would like to do one off the show, you can also just DM me and I will give you my rate. My co-host is Matt Collins. He can also give you a tarot reading on the show or off the show. If it's on the show, all you would have to do is become a Patreon supporter for $5 a month. You get all kinds of perks And again, we can let you know when you can come on the show. And if you'd like to do it off the show, Matt can definitely give you his rating for doing tarot. The next shameless plug I would like to do is, of course, Pro Wrestling Talk will always be on Saturday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is scheduled to change, but Angel and I will let you know on the Wrestling X. So if you would like to DM us at any time, me and Angel, my link will be in the description field for my Wrestling X, and that is for Pro Wrestling Talk, and also for this podcast, Curt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. If you would like to give to the Patreon, I have for Curt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. Again, you can go and look in the description field. It should be there. I have $1, $3, $5, and $10. The other show is just $1, $5, and $10. Or no, I'm sorry, it's $3, $5, and $10, I think. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. But if you could give, thank you in advance. If you'd like to ask any questions for pro wrestling or Black Magic Talk, you are free to direct message me on X, or Angel, my host for Pro Wrestling Talk. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday, unless it is scheduled to change, but we will definitely let you know beforehand. So, of course, this show, I'm going to do a shameless plug for this show. Again, $1, $3, $5, and $10 you can contribute on Patreon. If you would like to give on Cashapp, I will take donations on Cashapp, but direct message me on X if you would like to do that, and I will give you my handle. So if you have any questions like about the show or any technical questions, you can always direct message me on my X, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. The next shameless plug I would like to do is for Hardlands Media, Kit Cabello, someone I call a good friend of mine. Please check him out. He is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central, and that would be 10 p.m. Eastern. So 9 a.m. Central, he is Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, depending on when you can catch him in a good mood for a Saturday brunch. If he does do Saturday brunch, I usually am sleeping or at work, so but check him out. He's really good on politics, and I have the pleasure of calling him friend. Some more shameless plugs. If you could also subscribe to Angel in the Afternoon. He does a great job on politics as well. And that's Angel in the Afternoon. And he's usually on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. That is also scheduled to change. If you have any questions about it, he'll usually let you know. And he will definitely, you can direct message him if you need to get a hold of him. The last one is Deconstructing. His name is Dave. I really recommend him too. He has a little podcast on YouTube. All you'd have to look up is Deconstructing Topics, and he does some really good stuff. I really recommend you guys check him out. Subscribe to everybody I just said here, and check them out. And remember, everyone, nobody beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody. Hey, Curt Hennig fans, just want to let you know that the ending outro song is AI generated. Again, it is AI generated. Thank you all for listening. And remember, everyone, no one beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody.
He walked into the ring, a legend set to soar. In the flashing lights you could hear the crowd roar. With a twinkle in his eye, a swagger in his stride, Curt Hennig, he was more than a star in their eyes. From the farms of Minnesota to the wrestling hall, he stood undefeated through it all. A father, a friend, a hero we'd see, perfect in the memories for you and me. He was Mr. Perfect, never missing a beat. With every match, he rise to his feet. Though he's gone now, a hero we see. Perfect in the memories for you and me. In the quiet of the evening, stars shining bright. You'd hear tales of his glory, longing to the night. With a grip like of ice, and a smile that gleamed. He lived every moment like out of a dream. His days in the sun, and the nights in the cold. Stories of Curt never grow old. Remember the laughter, the battles hard fought. Perfectly missed, but never forgot. He was Mr. Perfect, never missing a beat. With every match, he rise to his feet. Though he's gone now, a hero we see. Perfect in memories for you and me. He was Mr. Perfect, never missing a beat. With every match, he rise to his feet. Though he's gone now, his legend still